I'm just a little different real quick, man. I just was just
Okay.
thinking about this, man. Just real quick, man. I'm not sure who on here. We prayer warriors for one of our members. Their father's going through one of our pack members going through situation as far as health wise. I'm not sure if who's on here is pray or whatever it is. I want to make sure that we send those prayers to Brandon Smith, his father, going through procedures as far as with his kidneys. I want to make sure that he knows that we love him, we care for him, we want the best for his father, but also make sure that he's comforted as well in this time because this sucks. This sucks. However, we want him to know that we love and care for him as a person, not just as far as business goes. This is a little different than what you'll find in any other community. I want to make sure that I'm not sure if my brother can get off mute. If Pastor Brock, if he could pray real quick, just real quick, or if he can't, if anyone else would like to go ahead and lead that charge, let me know. His name is Brandon Smith. Oh, and father name is Vernon. Is that right? Is that right, Brandon? Your dad's name is Vernon, right?
Yeah,
Vernon Smith. Okay.
man.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
minute.
yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate it, man. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, he's going through right now. So make sure we know that we give him a hug. We holding him up. We here for him, okay? All right.
Already.
Matter of fact, Coach, can listen to prayer, brother Coach, Kobe. Brother Ron, you might listen to prayer, brother. You on mute though. You sound good though.
Absolutely. Hey, what's going on, y'all? All
All
right.
right, coach.
All right. Let's go ahead and take this moment. Dear Heavenly Father, first and foremost, we want to give you praise, honor, and respect for just waking us up and allow us to gather today, like minds to come together and iron sharpen iron. You told us in your word that we should honor one another. Allow us to move in that spirit. Help us to stay in remembrance of the brother that is in need of special prayer for his loved one. Put a special covering around the team of doctors, the nurses, the staff, the janitors, everybody that's in that environment. Lord, bless them tremendously that they may provide ultimate care and give you all the victory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 I
Amen.
appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and pass the ball back. I just want to do that because we support you. We care for you. It's not just talk. We really rock with you. So go ahead and pass the mic back
Absolutely.
to Brother Chicago.
Absolutely. Hey, if y'all can do me a favor, everybody that's joining in, if you can please make sure your mics are muted and all of that good stuff for me, we really would appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, though. But we really do appreciate you guys for being here, man. Thanks again. This is week number 9, Laboratory of Redemption. Welcome all, man. I'm happy to see you guys' faces, to hear your voices again. Happy to be here. Again, it's week number 9. My name is Demetrio Shikan. Everybody calls me Michi, so either or. I've been adjusting now for roughly about 5 years. It's been great, man. It hasn't always been great. It started off a little bumpy. But it's definitely been great here of late, man. No complaints about it at all. Even when it was bumpy, it was really kind of good too. But to be honest, but it was great, man. One of the word of the day actually is actually goes in hand with my beginnings. Is perseverance. So perseverance is our word of the day, man. You're gonna be hearing that throughout this call. Perseverance. Starting out, it was rough. Again, I didn't have a vehicle. I was driving my company truck. When I got the call, got me a little bug, $500 on a Volkswagen Beetle, and I went from Texas to Florida. And I wanted to be there. Once we got there, didn't have the best training. It was a little rough. Didn't make as much money as we would have liked to by the time we got released. The next year there was no storms hardly in 2018, 2019. There was no storms. It was just rough, but I wanted to be in this career. And even though things wasn't looking right, I still had friends that were doing it, and it kept me going through the hard times. So persevering, the definition is the persistence of doing something despite difficulty, despite failure, opposition, or delay in achieving success. That's the definition of perseverance. So you're going to need all of that when entering this field. And if you have that in abundance, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to stay and maintain. So, man, we're going to have a great call today, guys. We got great guest speakers today. We got Mr. Sterling is going to be joining us. This is his very, very first deployment. So he's going to be speaking to us about, how things are going for him, his experience so far, what the community has meant to him, if it's meant anything at all, which I hope it has a little bit, being a part of it. We have another wonderful guest speaker by the name of Candace Roden. Man, she's going to speak on a number of things, but she has a mitigation company. She's going to be speaking in the aspect of that and just some other things that you may be able to do with your adjuster's license that you have that you may not have even thought of. So this is going to be a very good call. Another speaker that we're going to be having, we're going to start and we're going to kick this thing off with is your very own Dr. Travis Brock is going to be speaking with us, starting to kick us off. He's going to sort of shed some light on directions, man. We're kicking this thing up a few notches, and so he's going to be speaking to you about that. And so, Dr. Brock, if you wouldn't mind joining us and letting us know what you think, man. Give us a call.
All right, what's going on, family? What's going on, family? What's going on, Pat?
What up,
What's happening, everybody?
All right,
What's going on,
Dr.
everybody?
Brock.
How's everybody doing, man? You guys know this?
Good.
You guys know this to be true, man. We love and care for you. We want to do all that we can for you. And we really do mean it. It's not just talk. This community is designed for individuals who are looking for a home to be able to stretch out and go get buckets, go get their money, right? And while you're getting your money, we want to support you along the way to where we can make that money grow. We ain't going to charge for this community here. We'll never charge you ever, as in ever, ever, ever. Never going to charge for this community. However, we want to bring you amazing individuals who we can help grow you, your money, your legacy, everything, only because we actually care. More importantly, we care about you as a person. You guys been involved or been in places where you're like, dang, I'm just a number. Doesn't that suck? Or am I tripping? If that sucks, put an 8 in the chat. If that sucks, put an 8 in the chat. Somebody put 8 in the chat. 8 in the chat. What an 8 said. What an 8 said. Chat ain't moving. What an 8 said. What an 8 said. What an 8 said. What an 8 said, baby. What an 8 said.
There they go. There they go. There they go.
Does anybody know what 8 stands for? What that represents?
Oh yeah.
New beginning, baby. A new beginning, baby. New beginning, baby. Yeah. So I say this because we are working on some things behind the scene, right? This community, what we're going to do is pour in even further with opportunities as far as, by the way, we are a insurance adjuster firm as well as an academy. Kind of cool. We will have deployment opportunities available in the near future. So guess what we come to first? You guessed it. The community. The community. We want to support you throughout the process. Support you. Also want to make sure that you're
community
trained as well.
first.
We want to bring the best of the best of the best of the best to support you.
What was those two things you said we were gonna have again? I think that maybe one pair of tape. What were those two things you said we're gonna have? What?
Rewind the tape, my mind, theater of mind.
What you said we're gonna have an academy and a what?
Play. Academy.
We're an academy and we're a firm.
So on the academy side,
break that down a little bit.
On the academy side, we have the best of the best, Miss Candace. Look at her smiling, little hair, and they looking good. Is there? She looking good.
Yeah.
She'll be one of our lead trainers, and she cold. She cold. So let me give you a little more vision. The vision is so big, you can find your vision within the vision. Whatever it is to you, the vision is so big. Whatever that is to you, what you want to do, you want to service who? What? Prison population? Guess what we're gonna be doing? Taking this opportunity to help recidivism. That's important to me. I have a brother who spent time in and out of prison, not because he's a bad dude. He just didn't have any skills. So what do you revert back to?
Streets.
What he knew.
So what we're going to do is go in and actually help those individuals from the very beginning, within 3 years or so, whatever time period they're going to be getting out of prison. We'll make sure that we invest in them from a counseling perspective. Oh yeah. Counseling.
That's dope.
We're going to be providing licensed counseling. Oh, the game is for real. I want to make sure you find your vision within the vision. Who do you want to service? High school kids? College? Who do you want to service? foster care, find your vision within the vision. You can get buckets
Military.
right. You can get buckets right now. This Microsoft in the very beginning, you can get buckets. Whatever it is you want to get. See that boy see that coach got his hand up, follow the rules. Coach, what you got? See that right?
Look, I'm
no
new
rules,
to the chat, so I'm assume that's a good thing. But just to piggyback and support you in what you're saying about finding your vision within the vision, it may seem like it's easier said than done. But one thing I do want to share with the community is that when you set up your business bank account and you're making the type of revenue that you're set to make through this community, if you have the deposits going through your business bank account, whatever entrepreneurship endeavor you have, that type of income for a 6-month duration can very well create the seed money for whatever other entrepreneurship endeavor you may have. So it's really right there. So when he says, a vision within the vision, it's not something that's far-fetched. It really is right there.
Absolutely.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop now. And also, too, we're going to be kicking it, too. Next year in December, we're going to have a family reunion somewhere, put toes in the sand for a week, 3 days. We do little conferences, hanging out, bring your kids with you, talking about making money, celebrating you. Now, those individuals who are super traveling like Janae, she got excited. I said, man, okay, cool. You set it up then. But we're going to make sure we celebrate you. We want to give you all the goods. And also, there will be a paid community as well, if you so choose to, for the academy side, right? So we'll be able to give you more intimacy when it comes to policy and procedure, whatever that actually means, how it's broken down. We'll make sure that we support you. And also, too, we'll make sure we give you everything that you need. Questions, comments, concerns before I pass the mic back? None.
All right.
We good.
Oh, wait, someone got a question.
Okay, what we got?
What is the academy like? Can you explain more about that?
Oh, good stuff. Okay, I was going to do that for sure. I was going to do that anyway. Appreciate you. I wasn't, but thank you so much. So it's called the 360 Adjuster, the 360 Adjuster Academy. What that means to me and to everyone to think about this, we'll start you from the very beginning, pre-licensing, deployment, bring it back full circle, teen education. So you never have to leave our universe. 360, bring you right back through, right? So we're going to have opportunities to be able to help individuals become licensed. We'll start in the state of Texas, and then we'll branch out to other states, be able to provide licensing services for the individuals who are looking to become part of our community, or just insurance adjusting in general. It doesn't matter, they don't have to be a part of what we do, but however, we want to be able to provide them with opportunities to get licensed, because that was the best decision I ever made. It didn't make sense to me at the time. I was like, man, boy, how much it cost me now? Man, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know y'all have money your whole life, but dang, boy, whoo, it's tough out there, boy. It's hard out there for a pimp, is what Ricky would say. So that boy, one of my old school players. That boy, the Kango hat, like, what's up?
Dude,
whatever.
stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic
But
back.
I got my cowboy hat on today.
Say it again. You got who hat? You got who hat?
I got the cowboy hat on.
Okay.
Can y'all see that?
Okay.
Y'all see us, rep?
Yeah,
Y'all see us?
yeah, we see y'all.
That star shining bright, man. That star shining bright. Anyway, yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, Travis, thank you for that, man. As y'all can see, man, we head into another direction, not even another direction, man, in a whole different stratosphere.
It's happening soon. It's happening real soon. Okay.
Yeah, like real soon, man. And it's already been in the works. Travis and he got people, man, on it and working right now as we speak, man, getting things together, man. So, man, I'm happy that you guys are here to see the beginnings of it, to be a part of the beginnings of it, so you can be like, yeah, I was there at the beginning. That's something, I ain't new to this. I ain't just jump on. I've been there. So, but it don't even matter. If you do jump on, it don't matter. That's the whole point. We hope for everybody to jump on. So, because that's what we're here for. We try to get people to jump on, to get right and learn and pass it and bring people on. So that's the whole intent of this community, man. So let me introduce another member of this community and immediate circle, I guess, or whatnot. Miss Janae, if you could please take the floor. She's all yours.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Awesome. Okay, so for the people that are new this week, my name is Janae. I have been adjusting since January of this year. So this month, the end of this month basically is like 9 months for me. I have made over 150,000 this year so far. It's crazy to say. Like, it's crazy for me to even say it, to be honest. Like, I'm just like, what? Like, that was in the first, to be honest, I was in the first 5 months. This year I've probably been home for maybe like 5 or 6 weeks out of the year. So I have been working pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it's been an amazing journey. And it's funny to hear Travis when he says, you know, we care about you. I know a lot of people are like, you don't even know me, bro. How you care about me? But when I first spoke to Travis, he put me on right away. Like, when I say this man cares, he actually really does care. I mean, he might be a little corny every now and then, but that's okay. He really does care about the people coming through here. He wants to see everyone do well. He wants to see everyone get money. So it's not a lie what comes out of his mouth. Like, he's being for real. But yeah, back to what I was saying a little bit about me. I had no background in adjusting. So for those that are just like, what is adjusting? What do I even do? Man, just pass your test first and foremost. We'll worry about the rest later. Like, we will definitely help you. Before I continue, I want to say, if Major could possibly throw out that contact form, it's just a little questionnaire for the new people to fill out so that we can go ahead and get your information. Like Travis said, and like Mish said, we have so many things that are like bubbling under the surface that we are not really showing as of right now. But once we get it, we just want to blast it out, you know? So please fill out that information when you get the chance, so that we can go ahead and send you those resources, future opportunities, like you said, like deployment stuff, things like that. Also, any questions, please put it in the chat. We'll definitely try to get out to you, even if, you know, we're all talking and whatnot. So this week, I'm actually really excited. This week's Adjuster Spotlight, my guy Sterling. Okay, he worked his butt off. He got licensed. He's doing his first deployment right now. Sterling, if you could come on, just give us a little bit about your background, how you got started into adjusting, what brought you into this world, I guess. Like, just let us know.
Sure. Got you. So how's it going, everybody? You know, I'm Sterling. What helped me get into adjusting, like Janae said, I had no prior like knowledge of adjusting. So Major and a few of my other friends started before me, and they actually got me into it. They turned me on, and honestly, they were telling me about it for like a few years, and I, you know, you hear it, and
That's usually
like,
how it starts. That's usually how it starts.
Right.
Somebody puts a bug in your ear, and then you're just like, all right, man.
Facts. And so I'm listening, and I'm just like, you know, I'm hearing them and I'm watching them, and I'm like, damn, like everything that they tell me, like, you know what I'm saying, they're doing, and I can see like their life changing and stuff. And so for me personally, I was just like, you know, I want to be on that side too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like what I gotta do
on the other side. Right. And that's exactly what I asked. And Major stayed on me, you know what I'm saying? Like as I was doing the adjuster course, he would call me, what chapter you on now, bro? You know what I'm saying? Push through.
As a good friend would. Yes,
right,
sir.
Like a solid real one. And yeah, and I got my license in April. And
how long did it take you to get licensed?
So I started the class, I want to say in January, February, but I was working while I was doing it. So I was like doing it like a little bit at a time. Right. And then I had got laid off. And so I was like, that kind of motivated me.
Fully committed.
Yeah.
Fully committed after that.
Right. I was like, I'm locked in. I have nothing else to do. I'm like,
right. So no excuses. No excuses.
Exactly. So I just locked in, and like I said, I got my license in April, so it took maybe 2 or 3 months, really. I got it in April, and I was just calling around, applying to firms and stuff. And I didn't actually like, I would call and it would just give me the, oh, you don't have enough experience, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And give me that whole run around. And I
Yep,
actually
we all
got
been through
pump fake
that.
one time. Yeah, I got pump fake about a deployment too. So
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
so right, yeah. And so Major put me on Travis. And also, like you said, like, bro, I was in disbelief too, like the energy Travis was giving me, because I'm just like, bro, you never met me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
you
right.
never seen me in person.
Yeah.
Like, you just call me and you just like, yeah, bro, you can get some money. You can be rich too. And I'm just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, really,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Is he juicing right now?
Right,
And
right.
just so like I just took heed, and literally everything he told me to do, bro, I did it. I didn't ask why, or like, you know what I'm saying? I just say, how do I do it? I did it.
Oh, how do I put it up on
Yeah.
speaker?
Can
So
someone mute themselves, please? But
yeah,
yeah, so speaking about your first deployment, again, congrats on your first deployment. You're out in Minnesota, right?
yeah,
How long you been
Minnesota
out
and
there
Duluth.
for? You've been out there for like 2
So
weeks or so.
yeah, so actually, I've been in Minnesota for 2 weeks. I was in Minneapolis for maybe a week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm coming up on my third week, in total. But I
Nice.
just moved to Duluth. I want to say the middle of last week. I moved to Duluth. And it's really nice here. I can't lie. Like, it's right off Lake Superior, and
That boy is chilling over there. He's like,
I showed Meech yesterday when I talked to him. I'm like in the trails, just in the park, just enjoying nature, bro. Like it's a
and that's
really
one thing
cool
about
place.
the job. Like, if you don't mind traveling, it's beautiful. You get to go to places that you
Yeah,
normally would never decide to go visit.
right.
Absolutely.
Like, I wouldn't think to
Definitely.
go to Duluth at all. You know what
Bro,
I mean? But like you said,
I
it's
never even heard
beautiful.
of it. Yeah, it's
Right,
beautiful. Like so many trails. Like the people are nice. It's cool.
right.
Weather
So
nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a
let's
lot.
talk a little bit about, like, okay, so you just starting out. This is your first
Right.
deployment. You've never been
First one.
deployed before. You've never had any
Never.
experience in this world.
Never been on a roof.
Never been on a roof.
Never
So
been on a
you've
roof.
been working for about 2.5 weeks or so. Like, talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you've faced so far. I speak to Sterling every now and then, so I already know that he's had a
Yeah.
very smooth landing. Like, his start has been one of the best. So don't think that your start will be like this, but still, like, he's had a very good experience so far. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so like you said, do not think my experience is like yours, like will be yours. 'Cause I'm definitely in a fortunate situation, you know. So I stayed in the Airbnb right now with my manager, and it's just me and him. Like I have a lot of
One-on-one with his manager.
Yeah, and so like,
Beautiful.
and he's a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? He's helpful. Like literally, he's just like, bro, ask me. There's no dumb question. Ask me anything. I just shoot
Right.
away.
Yep.
And
Take advantage of that.
right.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and right, super awesome. Like, and it's been cool. Like I'll say for challenges, so far is really just getting acclimated with, you know, like being in the adjusted world. So like speaking the adjusted language, you know what I'm saying,
Yep.
moving like an adjuster. It's not challenging, but it's definitely
different.
something you have to get. Yeah, it's different. You got to get used to it. You know, like just being on top of like your task, the process of everything. It's demanding, like far as like attention wise, you know what I'm saying? It's very tedious. But at the same time, like it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard. Like, that's the
No,
craziest
that's
thing
true.
about it.
No, it's true. It's very true. Like, the work is hard. Like, it's not easy work. You're not gonna just be having your feet up watching TV. Like, you definitely going to be putting in hours. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of reward too. You know,
Right.
let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about that a little bit. You know, you haven't been working that long, but I know you got paid. So what's up?
Yeah,
like,
I got.
Let's talk a little bit about
boom.
that.
Yeah, we get paid bi-weekly up here where I'm at. So when I came in the end of August, so like the 28th that week to September 2nd. So I caught the back end of the pay period, but I still got about like 24 to 2,500 before taxes. So
Wow.
that's just 1 week.
Positive.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
1
Deposit.
week, no
1 week.
experience,
Yeah, that's
never been
good,
on a
man.
roof,
That's
never
about
done
that's
this
about
job before.
that's about 10 grand a month. That's about 10 grand
I
a
mean,
month, right?
like,
Yeah,
know
a full
what you're
check would
doing. Did not know what you're
yeah,
doing. That's paid training. That's beautiful. I'm very
Yeah.
happy for you, Sterling. That's
definitely
amazing to hear.
appreciate it.
So
Appreciate
how
it.
do you feel like this community can help you moving forward in the future?
So yeah, speaking of the community, like this community has helped me get here, honestly. Like I wouldn't be where I am without the community. So I'll say that first. Like I've met everybody, well, majority of the people in here, but you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a major force in helping me get here for sure.
Right. That's good. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help people get their first start, get a solid foundation to it.
Stay
You know what I
there.
mean?
Stay there.
Yeah,
Nah,
stay
and for sure.
deployed.
You know what I'm saying, the community is helpful like towards that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can lean on everybody in here. Like Janae said, I'll be calling her, just giving her the rundown of everything. Same with me,
Yeah.
Travis, Major. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just named like 4 or 5 people. So it's like that's the proof right there. Like they
Yeah.
picking up first ring. So gotta get down with the community for sure.
Just to circle back to what the word of the week is, perseverance. Have you had that type of struggle yet? I mean, you're staying with your manager, so it may be a little easier for you to kind of go through your daily task. But have you felt like those tougher moments just yet?
Not so much yet. I feel like I persevered to getting to this point. Like I said, I had
Yeah.
my
You sure
license
did,
in
bro.
April. Yeah, I had my license in April. So like literally like I would wake up every day, like no joke, calling and just getting like no's because I don't have experience. You know, that's like literally I would call and be like, bro, sitting on hold. I'm like, yeah, I know they don't tell me they don't have anything, knowing they do, but you know what I'm saying? Like I would just get over that. Like I wouldn't even let it sit in my mind. I'm just like, call to call, bro. Like if I didn't call,
you can't. Yeah.
Like if I did not call that whole day, I felt bad. Like what are you
Like,
doing,
what am
bro?
I
Like
doing? Yeah.
at least try. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nothing wrong with trying, even though I knew
Perseverance,
like
baby. That's
exactly.
perseverance.
So,
That's the
and
definition
that's
of the
that's
word.
a lot
feel
of
better.
starts for a lot of people. Like for myself, I remember I would just wake up. I didn't have a job, so I was like every day I was like sending out emails to whatever firm I could find, just sending out my resume, sending it out. Randomly get a call back from one of them. I've never spoken to them, never made a call. They called me, hey, can you be ready in 2 days? Yes. Where do you need me to go? Just like
literally,
that.
Literally.
Real quick, Sterling, real quick. Now you was doing that, right? Was it easier once you connected with us to where you can like, talk to the button pushers? You talk to the button
it was
pushers,
easy.
yo.
Yeah.
Talk to the button pushers. Like
that is true. That is true.
Once I locked in with Travis, bro, literally, like he gave me direct lines to everybody, and I was just, I would call, I was calling people so much, bro, they were literally ignoring me first ring. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how, but it was just like cool because I'm like, bro, at least they gonna know me as a dude trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know what it is too. A
y'all.
lot of those managers, when they're looking for people to deploy, they gonna remember the dude that keeps popping up on their phone constantly. Right. Oh yeah, I know he's free. I mean, he doesn't have any experience, but let's call him up. Like he's available. You know what I mean? So it pays to be annoying in that sense. It definitely does. Let me just finish this up with you. I know, again, it's very early on your first deployment, but is there anything you want to leave with the people that are, aspiring to become an adjuster or just got their license? Like, is there any advice that you could give them?
Yes. So my advice would be, don't get too low on yourself. Approach it with an open mind, and just like be okay with messing up. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody tends to want to be perfect, or like you kind of want to be able to do it on your own. But it's like you got to have that patience where it's like let me grow and like understand this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of rushing to get to the end product, let me focus on the details and actually build it brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? So the foundation will be strong. Really,
It's your
that's what I was.
business.
It's the
We're
journey, baby.
IAs.
It's the
That's your
journey.
business. You know what I mean?
For sure,
That's
for
good.
sure.
That's good stuff, Sterling. I'm so excited for
Good
you, bro.
stuff, man.
I'm so
Appreciate
excited.
it,
I can't.
appreciate it.
Looking forward to the future meetings with Sterling. See how he's shaping up.
Definitely.
Yeah,
All right,
hearing
Meech,
about
take
that
it over.
shake, the money getting bigger and bigger and
Exactly.
bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be paying
Yes, sir.
attention to. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome, man. That's a great story. One thing I was talking to Sterling the other day, man, and one thing I really told him that I appreciated, that he was concerned about how he spoke to the insured and what he was saying, and he wanted to sound professional, and he cared enough, he's caring enough about it that is the thing to him. You know, and the fact that he cares enough about it, it's like, dude, that's the
That
fact that
already
you just
shows.
want it.
That already
That shows
shows.
so much that you care. He wants to speak properly and to the homeowner, you know what I mean? That shows so much. That I know people that come out, they don't care about what they say or how they talk. You know, so the fact that you show enough to even care about that, man, says a lot about what's about to come to you. It says a lot about you, man, and your work ethic. So, man, again, I applaud you
Appreciate it.
for that, man. Just keep going, man. You know, like I said, we're all
Sure.
here for you, man, and we're all excited, man. I'm excited, you
I'm
know,
very
for what's
excited.
coming up. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be living vicariously through you again. This time it's gonna be great. It started off great. I'm happy with this one.
Exactly.
This is a good start
Yes,
off.
sir.
All right, so man, okay, guys. So we do appreciate y'all again for being here. But man, I really do have a treat. Our next speaker, man, is really great. We've worked together, man. It was nice and fun. And this young lady, man, she was always very determined. She is on point with it, and man, she is just, man, she is just a ball of energy, and she's very, very, very knowledgeable. And man, when she wants to set her mind to it, it's a wrap. It's done. She's going to be the best of it. So, man, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Miss Candace Roden. Would you please join us, man? Thank you so much
Good
for joining
evening. Good evening, everybody. Hello. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Hope everybody can hear me
Hello.
okay. Can everybody hear
Yes,
me?
yes.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Just want to make sure. I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm actually in Mexico on vacation, so
Fancy.
I
Beautiful.
am taking a
must
little
be
bit of time
good.
to spend some time with you guys.
Thank
Congratulations,
you.
Sterling, on your deployment, and Janae as well.
I appreciate it. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
So I guess I would tell a little bit about myself and then kind of get into what I do. My name is Candace. I have been a licensed adjuster for about 8 years. I was in banking previously, and I was in a marriage, wasn't really happy, blah, blah, blah. And I needed to do something different. I was a single mom, and I literally happened into insurance. I literally happened into it. Somebody called me and said, "Hey, you're really good with numbers. Do you want to try to do this?" And I was like, I guess I'll try it. I deployed for a cat, I think Sandy, maybe.
What's a cat?
A catastrophe, a hurricane. And
Where was it? In New York?
no, I deployed remotely actually the first time.
Oh, nice.
Even way back then, it was remote the very first time. So the guy said to me, "Listen, I know you don't want to do this, but if you could do this for me for 2 weeks, because I have a quota of adjusters that I need to meet at this company. If you would just go and just fill in, if you don't like it after 2 weeks, I'll put somebody else in the spot." I was like, okay, cool. And what he offered me, I was like, all right, I'll do it. When I got there, they were like, "Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that?" And I was like, yep, I didn't know how to do any of it. I literally taught myself how to become an adjuster on YouTube. I am self-taught Xactimate from YouTube. I literally learned everything that I needed to learn on YouTube. Those first couple weeks just to get myself through, because I didn't know anything. I just knew finance. I had been in finance my entire career. And at the end of that couple weeks, he was like, "Do you like it?" I was like, "Actually, I do like it." It was kind of like challenging for me. It was different than banking. It wasn't boring. But the first thing that I realized very, very fast was that not only did I have to take the time to learn and seek out the information, you know, via YouTube and other sources, I had to continue to do that throughout my career, because it's good to get the job, but you got to keep the job. And it's good to get deployed, but you want to continuously be deployed. And the way that you do that is making sure that you invest in yourself. You invest in classes. You take, you know, if you don't know exactly what to rate, customer service skills, take a class. I did Toastmasters to learn how to speak very well. They met like once a month, and I felt like that's what I needed to be able to have conversations every day with people. It's just something I felt like I needed to do. So just the biggest thing is invest in yourself. Make sure that you are developing yourself as a person and an adjuster, especially if this is going to be a long-term career for you. So I got into adjusting. I became very, very good at it really, really fast. I would say by month 8 with that company, I was offered a staff position that I did accept. And I actually became their trainer after a year.
Wow.
I became their CAT trainer after a year. I deployed around the country with them, teaching IAs who were going to be coming on board with us how to do the job for our company.
What's an
I did
IA?
that for a while.
What's an IA?
I'm sorry?
What's an IA?
Sorry, I didn't know we didn't know these terms. I'm sorry. Independent adjuster. So the
Some
company that
people
I worked for as a staff employee, we would bring on independent adjusters whenever there was a catastrophe, because most companies don't staff for a hurricane. They don't keep that many people on their payroll because it's too expensive. So they kind of scale up and they bring in independent adjusters to help them out when that claim load is just too high for the people that they have on staff to handle. And then they kind of scale down. Usually most companies will keep some IAs or independent adjusters around. That way, if something were to happen, they at least already have some people on board. So I did that for quite a while. I did some field work. And I stayed in adjusting because of the reason that I hear from you guys, the money. You know, I was able to do a lot of things with my kids, and I was able to, you know, get a house, and I was able to do all these other things. But I got sick of it. I was like, what else can I do? I'm tired of this. I did large loss claims. I did litigated claims in Florida. And I just needed to do something different. The biggest thing for me was that I did not. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
A question. Just because maybe I'm nosy. What was your money looking like them first few years?
Yeah.
You know, when you got it.
That seems to be the biggest motivation. That seems to be the biggest motivation for you guys. My very first deployment, which was way back when, that's a lot different now.
Was y'all making a lot
my
more
very
too?
first deployment with 0 experience, which is not the norm. Let me just put that out there, because I hear a lot. Let me tell y'all, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I hear a lot of people saying, adjust your way to 100K, which there's a lady on TikTok, I really love her. But it's like, it's not always going to be that way, right? And what to do is make sure that you are developing yourself so that it can be that way for you.
Absolutely.
But my very first deployment, I was bringing in about $4,500 a week.
Very nice.
And that, again, that's not the norm. That can definitely happen. But that's not always the case. If it's a big hurricane, you might be able to talk some big numbers, but you know, that's not always. Just make sure you set your expectations appropriately. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I was in adjusting. I did that for a long time. I actually did work with Demetrio last year on a deployment, and I got burned out. I really became sick of it. I don't know how else to explain it, because I have been doing it for so many years. About a year before I went to the deployment with Demetrio, I actually started a company. And out of fear, I set the company up, made it legit, bought all this equipment, did all this stuff, so got all these trainings and courses and stuff, but I never pulled the trigger on it. And when I left that deployment, it was kind of, in my opinion, God's way of saying, okay, now it's time. Like, you don't want to, you know, I don't want to punch somebody's clock. I don't want somebody telling me what to do. I don't want them to tell me when and where I can come and go. So I was like, you know what? Let me just try this out. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, I can just get a deployment. At least I can pay my bills, you know?
Right.
So I started my mitigation firm actually January 2021, and we went full-time live in November of 2022. And we are booming. Okay.
I believe that. I believe that.
We are booked and busy.
Vacation
Okay.
in
We're
Florida?
booked and busy. But one of the biggest things that I learned from being an adjuster and venturing into water mitigation and restoration is that license that you have is not a monolithic license. You can do a lot of stuff with that license. That license will carry you further than just sitting behind a desk or climbing on a roof. Okay. Since I had left that deployment, I became certified as a building consultant and building inspector, with the International Code Council for residential and commercial. So my wife and I have actually started a building consulting firm on top of my mitigation company. So lately, my time has been filled with going on a simple inspection, getting on a roof. I done been in a lift. I done been all over the place, inspecting big buildings, little buildings, houses, big houses, little houses. And the biggest thing that I take from the experience that I'm gaining now is that me being an adjuster set me up for these things. I'm a roofing contractor now. I have my, I just told you guys I'm a building inspector. And so now I'm basically garnering my own money and basically writing my own checks and going to Mexico for 2 weeks. A day before we booked Thursday, we left on Friday.
No, her birthday was recently. Her birthday was recently.
My birthday was Thursday.
Happy belated.
So thank you. So the biggest thing I would say is don't be so caught up in sitting behind a desk or climbing a roof. Okay, because there's so many things that you can do. There's so many places that license will take you. You can work for a contractor. You can sit and write estimates all day and make the same money. You can become a building inspector with that experience. And let me just let you know, the checks from becoming a building consultant versus a field adjuster, vastly different. Vastly different. You can probably
I feel like that's what that was like hammering home Travis's point of like the vision within the vision, because it's like once you get your license and you learn, you really take the time to learn. It's not just like I'm trying to get through it because I just want to get this check. You're really taking the time to learn the in and outs of the home and what goes with it. You start your mitigation company, you become a contractor that is doing only insurance claims. You know what I'm saying? You become a building inspector. You write so estimates for other people.
There's so many things that you can
avenues that you can go down.
Absolutely. So many avenues that you can go down. But I think the very first thing that most people need to ask themselves because I see Facebook, I'm scrolling these adjuster groups and I'm seeing, because I'm hiring these people out of these adjuster groups to come work for me and get on roofs and do the same thing. But it's like, I'm looking because sometimes it appears to me that people are like, oh, I can make a lot of money, or I can make a lot of money. But is this something that you really want to do? Like, is this a career that you would like to have, or do you just want to make some money? Because there's a lot of things I can tell you about that you can make some money, but do you want to have a career to where you can put yourself through college, or put your kids through college, or buy a house, or buy your dream car, or just live and not have to worry about how you're going to pay something next month? So that would be the first thing for me. I would say, what is it that you really want from adjusting? Because it's cool to get that $2,500 sterling, but if you don't know what to do with it, and it's not helping you, then what are you doing? Okay, like what are you doing? You said you made $150,000 in 9 months, Janae. How is that gonna? What's next? Right? Because there's always gonna be some money out there, but what they don't tell you is you're gonna be working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And they're not going to tell you that you're going to have Mrs. Jones cursing you out because
Calling
you
your
owe her a
line.
check for $57 for her roof when she think her roof needs to be replaced. They're
Yeah,
not going to
yeah.
tell you about those days. Candace knows. Candace was my manager once, and Candace and I have had conversations, and I have boohoo cried on the phone with her and said, I can't do this no more, because
Right.
it does take a toll on you. So if this is a
Absolutely.
career for you, you really have to find your spot, whether that's auto or property, whether that's with the TPA, whether that's as a staff or that's IA. You really have to figure out, okay, what do I want for myself? How can I get it? And how can I make this license work for me? Because it's your license, you own it. As long as you don't get in trouble, you own it. But it's your license. So what do you want to do with it? I decided to leave adjusting because I don't like being told what to do.
Right.
But I
Now you got
switched
your own
one
business.
manager for a different manager because I still have clients. I still answer to somebody. So I had to have that conversation with myself. You know, and as you move into really doing what you are supposed to be doing, everything else just kind of falls into place for you. And I have a daughter, my daughter's 25. I just had this conversation with her this morning, and she's like, Mommy, I don't know what to do. She had her adjusted license for 2 years.
Oh my God.
She ain't adjusted a thing. But I don't pressure her. I don't pressure her to do
Right.
it. I don't tell her she needs to do it. I just gave her an option. Hey, this is something you might want to look into doing because X, Y, and Z. She doesn't want to do it because she
it's
knows
not for
that
everyone too.
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of
Mhm.
stress.
Mhm.
So you really have to think about those things, and you have to think about how the industry is changing a lot. Nowadays, these companies want you to do a whole lot more for a whole lot less than you used to be able to get. And the seasoned adjusters are going to tell you, oh, you can bring home 200, 300,000 in a year. Yeah, that's possible. But have you developed yourself enough to be able to garner those types of rates?
Right.
Have you
It takes
paid for
time.
that Xactimate course, Sterling? Have you taken a construction class, a construction estimating class? I would recommend that for anybody, because
Yep.
if you don't know how to estimate construction, you won't know how to write an estimate in Xactimate. You can figure it out. It's easy to write a roof. I can write a roof estimate in 5 minutes. But do you know how to get down into it when you have switched over to commercial and now you're writing an estimate? I just did an estimate a couple nights ago for a church that was about $2 million. Took me 2 hours. But if I didn't know how to estimate construction, it would have taken me all week, because you just got to know. So make sure you're investing in yourself. That's probably the biggest piece of advice I could give. And as far as me, like, I want to continue to grow in doing the things that I want to do when I feel like doing them, or if I don't feel like doing them, don't do them. Have developed a water mitigation class for adjusters to teach them how to read these water mitigation estimates, to teach them when you get this thick estimate on your desk and they had a little small leak.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's $200,000. Why do they have 18 dehumidifiers in the house? Why do they have all this plastic and masking and prepping and, snails and all these things in the house when the leak was this big? Why do they want mold samples done? So these are the types of things that we'll be going over in that particular class. But it's like every time you wake up in the morning, once you have decided to really be a business for yourself, the sky truly, truly is the limit. And you'll be thinking of stuff when you wake up in the middle of the night, go to the restroom, you'll be like, you know what? I could do that. I could do this. I could do that. So my biggest thing to you guys would be to develop yourselves, be coachable, be trainable, learn to listen, learn to listen, learn to listen, learn to accept when somebody is telling you that you may not be right. You wrong. Hey, that's not how that goes. I've experienced adjusters telling me, well, on my last deployment, I don't care. You're wrong. Right. And you have to be open to being like, you know what? I really don't know. I probably should listen to somebody. Right. Because that's how you learn. And now the next time you hear that thing, you're going to be like, oh, I know that because Janae told me that, or Sterling told me that, or Ivan told me that. You're going to remember it. So be coachable, be open, listen, focus, and understand that the insurance world you're just a drop in the bucket, right? Adjusting is just a drop in the bucket of the insurance where there's so many things that you can do with that license that they don't tell you, right? You can do one of the biggest, my mom is a workers' comp adjuster down in Orlando,
wow.
and they desperate for people. So yeah, we have IAs that want to do property and cat and auto, but they desperate for workers' comp IAs right now. Nobody's talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Desperate. I know somebody right now making a nice bag because they can't get anybody else. Marine, like go into some of these niche insurances, you will always have a job.
Mm-hmm.
You will keep a job. It's not just property and it's not just auto. Go into some of these specialty insurance sections, learn, absorb, be coachable there, and I promise you, you'll be fine.
That's good. Yeah. That's
any
nice.
questions?
It's a different
Anybody have
lane.
any questions for me at all?
Yeah, Candace, I got a question for you. Go ahead, guys. So my question, Candace, when you mentioned the church roof, the $2 million roof, how do you source your leads for jobs like that?
It's not, so I am a roofing contractor, and Candace will tell you, because I don't know if you guys know, Candace and I are really good friends. She started out as my manager, but that's like my girl. We are tight. That's my girl. But I remember telling her, like, I want to get my license. I'm going to study. I'm going to get my roofing license because I'm going to be putting on some roof. I have not changed one roof. I have not put on a single roof. I have not bought one shingle.
Okay. So
but I'm using my license every day. So I don't
Okay.
source leads. The jobs come to me. I go through attorneys. I have attorneys calling. They have customers. PAs call me. Adjusters call me and say, hey, I need a building consultant to XYZ. Hey, you're a roofer. Can you look at this roof and tell us whether it can be repaired or not? But that's just because people know me and they know that I know what I know. So they call me, but you can get business from, I mean, network. You are sitting on here with 32 people, and I think all of us probably, or most of us probably have a license. You're going to know somebody that's going to say, you know, we don't have a vendor that does this. Let me put you in contact with our company and see if you can get on their vendor list.
Right. Okay.
And then the jobs just come. The jobs just come. I have literally my work phone, I have had it turned off because if I leave it on, I'll be getting work and I'm not in Florida to take it.
Right. Right.
So,
well, I appreciate that story. That's a great story. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody else had a question. I think it was Ricky.
Yeah, I was about to ask, even though I am licensed, you named off quite a few items that I had no idea this license would be attached to. So do you have like a total list that you can put out into the community of the various sources that can be reached out to?
I can put something together. I'll drop my email for you, Ricky, if you want to reach out to me directly and we can come up with something. And then maybe I can get that over to Travis as well.
That sounds good.
I'm also open. I know that this group is designed for mentoring. Is there anybody in Florida on the call? Anybody? Nobody.
But if you talk about mentoring, I don't know. I might need to make a trip to Florida. If you talk about mentoring.
I am open to, I'm open to maybe taking on maybe a couple people at no charge, just to, if you want to call me, you have questions, you need a little help, you have a question about an estimate, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I'm willing to do that because I know that when I started out, I was scared to ask questions of the older people. I was like, they looking at me like I don't know shit. And I was like, I'm just really nice. Just help me out a little bit. And there was an angel that sat next to me. His name was Brian Borneman, and he's passed away, but he would answer all my questions. And I would say, Brian, I know I just asked you 5 questions. I have one more question. And he'd say, it's okay, young lady. It's okay. And he would answer all my questions. And he really took the time to sit down and explain to me why or why not something should or shouldn't be. So I know how it is. So I'm open to being that person to a couple people. Can't take care of everybody. but maybe one or two
Yeah.
people. I'm gonna
That's
drop my
good.
email in the chat if anybody wants to email me a question.
Okay.
That's
Candace,
great.
real quick before we wrap things up, guys, and get out of here, Candace, I wanted you to. I know you have your when we were speaking about your mitigation course that you're going to have coming up soon, that you're developing and whatnot. And I wanted you to sort of speak to that, and because I want to be involved and I want to get into that and take that course.
Yeah.
So I know some other people that I've mentioned it too. They were excited about it as well. So if you could just tease that a little bit.
Yeah. So the reason is that as a mitigation company, I've talked to adjusters all day. And I know just from my own personal experience, these insurance companies do not teach you how to mitigate water damage.
No,
they don't teach you how to dry up a house. They don't teach you how many dehumidifiers go in a 500 square foot space. They don't teach you how long you have to leave them. They don't teach you any of that. So me knowing that and me having received these mitigation estimates in the email, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, I don't know what the hell any of that means. Like, I don't know why they would put 5 dehumidifiers in one room. I'm like, okay, we're just going to approve that. And then they get kicked back. And I'm like, well, I don't understand. So I took it upon myself to take some courses through IICRC. I am certified for water restoration technician, applied sciences and drying, and commercial drying specialist. And so I'm like, those classes are expensive. When you get the money, take them. But, before that, you still should know how to at least get through your basic estimate and understand whether or not something should be or not. That way, when you call that mitigation company and say, first of all, we're not paying for this, you want to be able to have a leg to stand on and be able to explain to them why not. Because if you don't know, when you're talking to these contractors, they will eat you up and tell you why you don't know, and they will run over you. But if you have facts to back you up, you can not only impress the company that you're with by knowing these things, but you can also make sure you're paying a fair amount to the mitigation company. So it's going to be, I'm going to start it out as a 1 day, maybe 4 or 5 hours. I've been saving mitigation estimates, and we would just literally go through those estimates and understand why something should be included and why it shouldn't. I have photos. I have equipment that I can even get on and show you guys what it looks like, what it does. That way, when you're seeing, somebody's calling something, whatever piece of equipment, you're like, I don't even know what that is. Hey, this is what this is. This is what this does. This is how you turn it on, type of thing. So that's going to be rolling out. When I get back, I'm going to go ahead and drop it. I have somebody that I hired to help me kind of put it all, put the slides and all that stuff together. So that'll be rolling out very shortly. And I will definitely take a few people from this group to demo that class with me and give me feedback. I would absolutely appreciate that before I roll it out to the public.
You could sign me up for that.
I dropped my email.
Sounds like
if
a
you guys
deal.
want to email me and put in the subject line demo course or mitigation course or something like that, so that when I roll that out in a couple weeks, I can reach out to those people specifically. I have some really exciting things coming up. I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be at CLM, which is claims litigation management. Has anybody heard of the institutes? CPCU? Anybody heard of CPCU or any of those designations that you can get as an insurance professional?
No, ma'am.
Nobody?
I've heard of
I know Candace has.
We have a hand up. There's a question.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Shania, sorry.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not licensed. I don't know what
Hey, Major, mute my deal for me.
and I don't know what's going on, honestly.
That's
I'm
okay.
hearing off the words and I'm like trying to keep up, but I will, if I could, can I talk to somebody one-on-one about how to get started with all of this?
Well,
Absolutely.
I think that Demetrio and Travis are maybe doing licensing, but you can definitely call me if you have questions. Once you're licensed, we can talk about some stuff.
Yeah,
Because
you
I
can
think
reach
what
out
ends
to
up
us. We can
happening
help
is a
you.
lot of these courses talk to you about how to get licensed, but they really don't tell you what happens next, right? You go through the course and you pass. Everybody passed. I have never met anybody that didn't pass, right? So everybody's gonna pass. And then you get on your first deployment and somebody says, okay, Clifton, if you could go ahead and send a reservation of rights out to customer Ronnie. And you like, what the heck? I don't know what that is. Somebody should be explaining that to you before you get in a seat. What's a reservation of rights? That way, when you're on a training, and it has happened to me, I'm on a training and I'm talking about something and somebody's like, I don't know what that is. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. You should be up on those terms before you sit in anybody's chair. Right.
Absolutely.
So I think that the training piece and like they're gonna roll out the course, all of that stuff is so important because you don't want to look crazy. Because somebody asking me what a reservation of rights is gonna stick with me. We're gonna talk about you once we get off the call, and you're probably not gonna last long on the deployment. Just being real, right? It happens every single day. You don't want to be the person that goes in looking or appearing as though they have no idea what's going on and that they just got this job because they just want to make money. You want to be a professional adjuster. You want to have a professionalism about yourself so that when people see your name, oh, so-and-so's joining the training this week, they got deployed on this assignment, they should be like, oh yeah, she know what she's doing. Oh yeah, he know what he's doing. Not, child, did you see that estimate they sent over here? Oh my God, they didn't add the shingles on the roof. Like, you don't want to be that person. So Shania, yes, if you want to hit me up, I get with you. Mitigation course dropping. I'm going to be speaking on a panel the 28th. It's actually a panel for construction experts. It's a conference through the institutes. I would absolutely 100% of y'all need to get off this call and Google the institutes. The institutes is basically an organization that provides professional designations. So there's all types of professional designations. There's the AINS, I think that's Associate in Insurance. There's CPCU, which is like the master's degree, the big boy of designations. And you get a couple of letters behind your name and you be looking all official, do it, right? At least Google it and know what it is, because if somebody says, hey, the Institute is putting on a conference next week, you don't want to be like, oh, I never heard of it. I don't know what that is.
Oh man,
so but good, yes,
good stuff.
Thank you, Candace. Shania, somebody you can reach out again. You can put your information in the Discord if you want to speak
you can
with
put
somebody,
your number there. I'll shoot you a text. Since
there
I
you
just
go.
know the
Janae
New York licensing process, I can definitely help you with that.
Yeah, plus y'all can talk the same. Y'all sound the same, so y'all got the same dialect.
We from the same hood. We from the same hood.
So y'all got that whole thing, So yeah,
I got you.
Did anybody else have any questions before?
Because she's in Mexico, we need to let her get back to her vacation.
Yeah. No, my wife is gone to the beach without me. I'm here talking to y'all, but I'm tired of I'm sick of going to the beach.
There you go. There you go.
Back to production. Back to getting this money, working. Back to working.
I have work to do. I actually have a causation report that's due for an attorney on Friday, so I'll be working on that tomorrow. And you can work from anywhere when you're the boss. When your name is on the paperwork, you can get up and go as you please. And that's the goal, right? You guys want to be able to have the autonomy to go and do as you please, right? Absolutely. You don't want to be you don't want to have to work forever. That's not the goal. That's never the goal.
Somebody else. I know about it.
Some people just want to work and they just want to do their job and that's it. But people like me that don't like to be told what to do, you got to get some letters behind your name, some credentials, and you have to be able to stand up on your knowledge.
The first step is getting licensed, guys.
The first step is getting licensed. If you guys ever find yourself in Florida, please hit me up. I put my number in the chat. If you guys ever come to Florida for a deployment, hit me up. I'll go on some field work with you, show you how to do some stuff. And if you know anybody in Florida, I actually am looking for two inspectors or two field inspectors for the Central Florida area. So if you know anybody, let me know, because I'm tired of getting on the roof. It's hot out there.
It's hot.
Thank you, Candace. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
You guys,
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You taking time, man, for us.
Demetria, you can put my information in the chat, and you guys hit me up anytime.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
so
right.
much,
Okay. Thanks,
Candace.
Candace. I'll talk to
In
you
the
later,
chat.
lady.
Good night.
Good night. All right, guys, man. Thank
Man.
you so much, man. We appreciate y'all for staying, man. Those who stayed, we know we, extended a little bit, man, but we had a lot of good information to get out there tonight, man. It was, but it was some good stuff, man. So,
Hey, real quick, Demetrio.
Yes, sir.
I'm not to cut it off. The one thing that we're looking to do is grow this community. This isn't just some community to where we're not going to pour into you. We're bringing individuals to support you and also other opportunities as well. You can find that from what I found on any Facebook communities or anywhere, we're giving you live people to talk to pour into you. You have questions, we will definitely be reaching out to you. I promise you, we'll call you. But also, too, make sure we grow this community. The vision is get this community by March to over 1 million people. How is that possible? Because we're bringing so much value into the community at no cost to them. Where else can you go and find Miss Candace to talk to you about what she spoke about? She dropped some gems. So take it upon yourself. We have a community of mentorship. The goal and the mission is servitude. I promise you this. People were fighting to mentor Sterling. Fighting.
I believe that.
He might. Like he's actually he might.
He taking my spot. I already called him.
You know what I'm saying?
I already called Sterling. Yeah.
If you don't have a spirit of servitude or mentorship, you don't fit the community.
We don't want you.
You don't fit the culture. You don't, because it's deeper than us. It's about serving the next person who's praying for an opportunity right now.
Yep.
So
let's build. And just really quick, before Meech closes out, I just want to say, like, I know today we were kind of heavy in the adjuster lingo, and like for the newer folks out there, that can be very daunting. But like Sterling said, he's working on, understanding those type of things. It takes time. Don't let it deter you from this amazing opportunity. Just focus on getting licensed, and we will help you the rest of the way. Like, seriously, just focus on getting licensed first.
Absolutely. Focus on that, guys. And again, we want to thank y'all for joining us. Week 9, we come back week 10, man. We got
week 10 is gonna be a good one, though, for real.
Good. Week 10 is gonna be great, especially for y'all who thinking about it, who just not starting. As Candace Roden was mentioning, Candace Johnson, who is a manager for one of the biggest firms out there right now. She's a manager, so if you guys are interested or want to know what you got to do to get deployed, to stay on a deployment, what management is looking for when you on a deployment to keep you, you need to join us next week.
You're not gonna find out too many places.
I suggest you guys, everybody that's on here, bring somebody next week.
Exactly, because
bring somebody. That's next week. You want to do stewardship, it all starts. Let's start right now today. Bring somebody next week that you think that can benefit from what you've heard. Remaining a portion of this Sunday. Ronnie, what? Ronnie got a question?
Ronnie. I don't see Candace's information in the chat yet. So I'm going to remind y'all to put it in there for those who want.
If you could just put that information in the chat for everyone. Her email, her phone number.
I'm gonna put her
phone number. I'm not sure about her phone number.
She said phone number.
All right, I'm just making sure.
I want to make sure she did it. Let me try to find. Okay, here. Let me see.
Yeah, he gonna struggle with that for a minute. So
hey man, I'm like,
so we have Candace, the manager, our manager on staff, coming to talk with us. I'm looking forward to that. Definitely trying to help us stay deployed, get deployed. So please bring your questions for her. Please. Is that the right?
And
that's the right one, Travis? With the semicolon?
Oh,
major. Not sure if that's the right one with the semicolon.
See, I screwed up.
Okay. Wait a minute. See, somebody put it in there. What number is that then? Maybe that's the other number. I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
She got both of them in there.
Okay. So we see it, Candace at qsrestoration.com.
Yes. So y'all bring somebody, man. Bring a friend. We see y'all next week. Boom. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yeah, everybody, man.
All right,
This is
y'all. Have a
all
good
up
week.
out here, man.
Thank you
Thank you
guys.
guys. Have a
Thank you
wonderful,
guys.
productive week.
What's
Okay.
going on, brother Obi?
All right,
We
y'all.
appreciate
How the
y'all.
process going for you, Obi?
Hey, you know
Hey.
what time it is over there now, Ricky? Don't you
Hey.
know what time it is,
Oh,
Ricky?
it's time for
Oh,
them
Ron, go.
Cowboys.
Run.
It's
Yeah,
time for
Ricky, you
them
know what time
Cowboys.
it is, Ricky?
It's time for them Cowboys.
Say, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Every one of y'all, I appreciate y'all, man. I hope to see y'all.
Giants
man.
are
You know, y'all
losing.
know boys game for the.
Dang, oh man, dang, oh
Giants
man,
are
I'm talking
losing.
about.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear.
Hey, talk that talk. Miss BJ, talk that talk.
Nah,
Hold
we
on,
can't be
man.
talking about the
Hold on, man.
Giants.
Let me put on my sweater now.
That's her mama. That's
Let me
that's
put on
Janae
my
mama
sweater
talking
now,
that talk.
baby, boy.
Put that away, Meech. Put that away.
I see you.
I holler at y'all later, man. I gotta catch this pub.
All right, guys.
Hey.
All right,
Take
y'all.
care.
All right.
Uh,
Peace.
All right, Trav.